Whenever people talk about the A-10's future, it starts a big fight between two different groups. One side has money people and tech experts who only care about cost, how far it can fly, and how fast it goes. The other side has real soldiers and ground troops who know how important good air support really is. What's really silly is that critics aren't even saying the Warthog is bad at its job. They just think it looks too old compared to shiny new jets. But pilots love flying this plane, and soldiers on the ground know there's no better friend than the A-10 flying above them. So what makes this old attack plane so special to people? How did this loud, ugly-looking aircraft become famous during a time when everyone wants stealth fighters? Back in the late 1960s, America really needed a special plane to help ground troops. During the Vietnam War, the Air Force only had one plane for close air support, the old Douglas A-1 Skyraider from the 1940s. This old plane with propellers was slow, easy to shoot down, and didn't have much firepower. The result was terrible. About 266 of these planes got shot down over the Vietnamese jungle. In September 1966, General John P. McConnell, the top Air Force boss, gave a clear order: build a new plane just for helping ground troops through the new AX program. A year later, they sent requests to 21 different companies to build it. But the Air Force didn't finish writing down exactly what they wanted until spring 1970. They wanted a plane that could fly 460 miles per hour, go 285 miles from base, carry 16,000 pounds of weapons, take off in under 4,000 feet, and cost no more than $1.4 million each, about $12 million today. The AX program made the first Air Force plane built only for close air support. People joked that the Warthog was the first plane built around a gun, and that's actually true. While they were designing the plane, the military also asked for a powerful 30mm spinning cannon that could fire 4,000 bullets per minute as fast as possible. After lots of testing, Fairchild Republic got picked to build the plane while General Electric made the famous gun. The whole A-10 idea was based on one simple goal: give non-stop help to soldiers on the ground. Unlike other fighter jets that attack once and fly away, this plane was meant to stay over the battlefield, take enemy fire, and keep attacking over and over again. The people who designed this attack plane were really smart, keeping everything as simple as possible. The two TF-34-GE-100A jet engines, each making 9,065 pounds of push, sit high up on the plane's body, away from the ground and enemy fire. This setup lets ground crews work on the plane and load weapons while the engines are still running, which means the plane can get back to fighting much faster. The way the hot exhaust comes out over the tail makes it harder for heat-seeking missiles to hit the plane. The designers also put fireproof walls and firefighting equipment around the engines. The plane's 4 fuel tanks sit in the middle and away from the outer skin, so enemy bullets have to go through multiple layers before hitting the fuel. If fuel lines get damaged, they seal themselves automatically. If the damage is too bad for self-sealing, special valves stop fuel from going into the broken tank. Most of the fuel system parts are inside the fuel tanks, so if something breaks, fuel won't leak out. The refueling system cleans itself after use. Special foam covers the inside and outside of fuel tanks to protect against debris and leaks when the plane gets hit. But what if enemies destroy all 4 main fuel tanks? Well, the A-10 has 2 backup fuel tanks that give at least 230 miles of flying. Which sounds crazy, but A-10 pilots have proven this works in real combat over almost 50 years. People call it the Warthog because its big gun and front landing gear look like a wild pig's snout and tusks, but we think flying tank would be a better name. This machine is almost impossible to destroy. First, it can take direct hits from armor-piercing and explosive shells up to 23mm without serious damage. Second, the A-10 has 2 separate hydraulic systems to control the plane, plus manual controls if both hydraulic systems fail. Third, pilots can fly home even if the plane loses one engine, half the tail, the elevator, or half a wing. Most importantly, the cockpit and flight controls are protected by 1,200 pounds of titanium armor, like a metal bathtub made of titanium plates 0.5 to 1.5 inches thick that can stop 23mm cannon fire and shell fragments. The inside has special shields to catch metal pieces, and the windshield and canopy can stop small gunfire. The armor makes up 6% of the plane's total weight when empty. Many A-10s have fake cockpits painted on the bottom behind the gun to confuse enemies about which way the plane is pointing and where it's going. This trick has worked really well in combat. The GAU-8 Avenger cannon is the A-10's best weapon, one of the most powerful aircraft guns ever made. This hydraulic 7-barrel spinning gun literally chews up enemy tanks. It was first designed to fire either 2,100 or 4,200 bullets per minute, but they settled on 3,900 bullets per minute. At this speed, the plane could use up all its bullets in 18 seconds of non-stop firing, but pilots usually fire in 1 to 2 second bursts to prevent overheating and save ammunition. There's no technical limit on how long you can fire. A pilot could use all the bullets in one long burst without breaking the gun. But this would wear out the barrel much faster and need extra maintenance checks. The bullets use aluminum cases instead of steel or brass, which lets the gun carry 30% more ammunition for the same weight. Each 30mm bullet is about the size of a beer bottle, and the whole gun is bigger than a small car. When mechanics need to remove this weapon, they have to put a jack under the plane's tail, or it will tip forward because the gun is so heavy. Did this legendary plane stay the same over the years? No way. In the late 1970s, A-10s got pave-penny laser receivers that let them find laser-marked targets and attack them more accurately. The 1980s brought navigation systems. In the early 1990s, they got the last upgrade with computerized weapon guidance, autopilot, and ground warning systems, really important for a plane that flies low like the A-10. The late 1990s and early 2000s weren't quiet times either. The plane got GPS navigation and multifunction displays, plus upgraded LASTE systems with integrated flight and fire control computers. The Air Force knew the engines were getting old and wanted to replace them, but it would have cost more than $2 billion in 2001, so they gave up on that idea. Then came a long process of replacing wings that went on into the 2010s because the Air Force figured they might run out of flyable planes by 2011. The new wings from the Tusk program made the planes much more ready for missions, cost less to maintain, and gave new life to the old attack aircraft, keeping them useful until at least 2035. Later, in winter 2016, Boeing said A-10s with new wings could keep flying until 2040. Upgrading from A-10A to A-10C was a huge improvement. Between 2005 and 2011, all 356 A-10 aircraft got all-weather ability, better fire control systems, electronic protection, smart bomb guidance, modern communications including Link 16 and satellite communications, and improved cockpits with 2 multifunction displays and hands-on throttle and stick controls that put buttons and switches right on the throttle and control stick. The Suite 10 update let pilots attack multiple targets with 3 different types of weapons in one pass. The plane also got full integration of AGR-20 advanced precision kill weapon systems with laser guidance that can hit targets at maximum rocket range with very accurate aiming. As of fiscal year 2024, the Air Force has 218 A-10 aircraft in service, though 39 went to the boneyard that same year. Unfortunately, military leaders think these legendary attack planes can't survive well in future big wars, especially a possible fight in the Pacific against China. But this opinion from Air Force leaders doesn't stop Congress from actively blocking regular attempts to get rid of the Warthog fleet. Plus, they're still doing combat missions. For example, Warthogs were sent to the Middle East in October 2024 because of worries about more fighting between Israel and Iran and other possible problems in the region. Since then, these veteran attack planes have been used a lot in recent weeks to strike targets across Syria after the country's dictator Bashar al-Assad was overthrown. People then started talking about A-10s maybe going to foreign air forces like Jordan or Ukraine after the US Air Force finally retires them. But you know what? The Warthog isn't just a plane. It's a way of thinking, an engineering solution that puts getting the job done and keeping soldiers alive above looking pretty. It's power wrapped in solid metal. It's a rare example of when technology doesn't become outdated, because its value isn't in the technology, but in the idea behind it. And as long as there's a need to support soldiers on the battlefield, you won't get rid of the A-10. It's a hero that works behind the scenes, rarely shows up on TV, doesn't shine at fancy air shows, but does what it knows it can do better than anyone else. And it does it right, consistently, and with extreme effectiveness. Now it's your turn to tell us what might replace this legendary aircraft. Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more content like today's. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.